This is my app I've been designing and working on for the past few months. It's a language learning app that utilizes large language models and a bunch of other things in order to generate responses, generate audio, so the user is able to engage in a in conversation with a native speaker or a simulated native speaker. And its main features right now is, besides the fact that you could chat, there is an audio feature which lets you directly talk to the AI and get a response back, simulating a conversation. It also has scenarios which you can, once again, use conversation or your voice to actually get through. And what else? You have a notebook that is able to not only say you're able to save words that you might not know and find the definition of them, but the AI will also look at the notebook and bring back up these words somewhere, somehow, to, I guess, reinforce the word. You have an inbox. This is for another feature. You can adjust the voice speed, the replay speed. You have your language you can choose from, the difficulty, which is based off the government standard for these languages. If it's like primarily with Asian languages, you have reading help. There's mic sensitivity. There's a silence timeout, these are for conversation mode. Silence timeout is just basically will adjust the speed of the conversation. Lower speed means the AI stops listening quicker and gives a response, so you have to be able to speak that fast. You have Grammar Tutor, which will correct any mistakes that you make if it finds any. You have Word Bank. This is exclusive to beginners. For beginners, it might be a bit hard for them to think of a sentence if they can at all, so this will give you some keywords that you can use to form a sentence. You have the ability to change the voice. You can have this is your account username. You can only one account can have one username, and it cannot be used by another account. You have a nickname, which lets you have, I don't know, let's say you want to nickname yourself Henry, then the AI will address you as Henry, not your username, and it will also adapt that name to whatever language. So if it's Japanese, it might, it'll translate Henry to its Japanese form. If it's Spanish. If it's Chinese, to whatever its pinyin is. You have dark mode. If you want that, you can see your token usage, and you have low token usage. So I think normally it uses about 400-ish, 500 tokens per response. Low token usage will drop that down to like 150 in exchange for, naturalness and limits context. You can delete your account, and the reason I cannot change these specifically is because I forced my student account to these specific settings: Japanese, beginner with hiragana help, and I also switched on low token usage mode. So I switch over to my admin account, which works about the same. Nothing really changes. I have a admin dashboard. And I also have analytics. Every account has analytics, so you can see. I'm working on the analytics part, so it's not done, but it is a feature that will be added and completed. Groups, you can generate as many groups as you want with whatever name you want. You can delete them if you don't want them. Deleting it just deletes the group and kicks the user out of the group. That's it. You can see here the users in your group. You can invite people with their username. And here you'll be able to control the user's settings. So the language, difficulty, reading help if applicable, and low token usage mode. I'm sure there will be other things that I'll eventually make controllable with this. So let's just say here, if I delete this, I will create a group, test group, and I will invite my account, which the user is test. So now I have test. If I look in inbox, you can see I can accept the invite, and now I have my student account in the group. And if I had multiple, if I have multiple, then obviously you could just switch back. So here are your settings. Admins are able to check essentially a summarized version of whatever conversation the student account is having. So you can view the analytics. Yeah. And you can force low token mode or not. You can force the language. If I switched it over, you can force the difficulty, and if there's no help, save the settings. And as you can see, my language is switched to Korean.
뭐라고요?
So as you can see, 137 is a good sign. And forced. And I can switch it off now because I turned it off here. And with low token mode, as you can see,
잘 안 보일 때는 문자 보내도 좋지 않아?
this is the word bank for intermediate and for beginner and intermediates. I cannot read anything, but you can build your response and send it.
그럼 문자로도 괜찮아. 어떤 일?
Okay. This feedback is for the grammar tutor. I'm currently working on implementing pronunciation feedback as well, but I think it's so as you can see, here's your feedback. That's a bug. It doesn't really do well considering it's trying to correct Korean, not whatever this is. And because the model is Quen 3.6, it has a tendency to go back to Chinese if it cannot figure out what it's supposed to do. And in here you can explain this more simply. You can ask directly questions about whatever it is. Of course, if I just set it to no override, I can switch over to whatever I want. I will switch over to this because I don't need that. So just quick, I'm not sure if this will work with the mic connected to the video, but I will try. Konnichiwa.
こんにちは。元気ですか？
元気です。
それはいいですね。最近何してますか？
特に何もしてないっす。
そう。今度食事行こうよ。
Okay.
何食べたい？
Yeah, I can't really think of what to say on the spot. Pronunciation assessment. Red means it's kind of fishy, your pronunciation. Yellow means whatever. Green's good. It's not perfect though. Grammar-wise maybe, but pronunciation assessment's not perfect yet. So I do need to work on that, but that is, yeah, like, so that's that. And if I talk enough, it will give me a summary. Like if I was talking about like my favorite foods, it would say like, you know, whatever is talking about food or something like that. And what else? You have scenarios.
いらっしゃいませ。メニューはお決まりでしょうか？
I'm just gonna randomly say something.
了
I
解し
don't
ました。
know why Russian,
ス
so
テー
I
キを
have
おいただ
to
きますか？
refine the prompt a bit to get rid of stuff like this, but you can. Okay, that's not right. You can get. Yeah, it's not perfect. There's definitely some bugs. It's not very good at other languages when it comes to these kind of things, so I do have to work on it because it's originally a Chinese model. So either I switch the model or something like that. What else? And if I had something saved here, it would try bringing that back up in conversation. And what else? Plan is add English and other popular languages, or popularly, like commonly learned languages. And you know, I made the app because I guess right now what's out there is kind of not that it's. I think they're good, but I feel like for language, especially, some what's the word, flexibility is needed. Like it's not like it's not every single, not every single conversation you have will be about I don't know, ordering food or asking for directions. I have those features if you want them, but sometimes you just want natural conversation topics and you just want to practice. So that's what this is for. That's one of the things it solves. It gives the user more flexibility in what they can and want to learn. And it is an AI. It does match, I guess, like what vocab it uses, grammar it uses to the user slightly, but within the confines of the difficulty. And what else? It also is because some, besides like big names which have like set practice things, like most commonly like maybe like Duolingo, this app, or even like programs, apps where you can connect to an actual person and get tutoring, which is usually very expensive. This app will, one, get rid of the, I guess, whole, what's the word, work involved in getting all that set up. Here you literally all you have to do is
Hola.
start it up and talk.
¿Cómo estás?
There's not much else you have to do besides that. You don't have to figure out schedules with your tutor. You don't have to you don't really have any. I'm not sure how expensive a tutor usually is online, but I'd assume it is quite a bit. So, and this does not have to be priced at that level at all. And yeah, so problems it solves. It gives easier access to a language learning service that simulates native speakers. It gives flexibility in what you want to learn and what you can learn, and the advice you get Because if I don't understand something, I just have to ask a question about it on this. You know, maybe for one of those apps where you talk to a real person, it takes time to get a response. It takes, you might be like, they're busy, they're not responding, whatever the case is. Here, there's none of that. You just ask, and it'll give you the response. And it also helps with, scenarios is specifically here for people who don't know what to practice. When, you have all these choices, you're not really sure. Maybe for now, let's just start something, right? And you can also do these scenarios. The more you complete them, I plan to make it so they level up in a sense. So let's say you ordered at a restaurant, that might, move up to like order 2 meals and ask about seating arrangement or something. Like, idea is use AI to its fullest, have it adapt to the user, and for a better learning experience. Yeah. Thank you.